Alrighty, something different for a change. Thought I'd start this video off a little bit differently, given that it is the first day of the new schedule, the new routine. Doing my cardio first thing in the morning at 5 a.m, followed by a 30-minute walk, which I've already done, followed by showering, getting ready for the gym, and all of this fasted, by the way. I'll have maybe 2 Rice Krispie treats, 2 LCMs before the gym when I train shortly after I drop Michaela off for work. But yeah, the new routine that I kind of spoke about last time I recorded, it's going well. First day, and so far I'm happy. Like I said, I've done my cardio for the day, which is awesome. It's just out of the way. I did that at 5 a.m. I did a 30-minute walk already, and I'm doing another walk now after I've just showered and gotten dressed for the gym. I do have to go back home before I drop Michaela off, which is in about 40 minutes, and hopefully charge these microphones a bit more before I go to the gym to train, because they're pretty close to being dead. But other than that, things are going good. I mean, by the time I finish training this morning, I will have already done my cardio for the day, my daily steps, 10,000 steps, close to my daily steps, I should say. I aim for about 12,000 at the moment. And my training. So yeah, camera's getting a bit heavy. Yeah, that's pretty much how my morning's gone so far, and I quite like it. I like the idea of getting up before everybody else. I always have, even though I'm not a morning person. And I don't know about you, but me personally, I like the idea of getting up early, rising early, and getting the bulk of my stuff for the day done before people have even woken up to start their day. It feels like I've got a leg up on everyone, essentially. And there's nothing more than I hate than sleeping in and basically feeling like I'm behind the 8 ball constantly throughout the day. It actually causes a perpetual state of anxiety in me. So I actually think I'm really going to enjoy this kind of a routine and schedule moving forward. And the gym is just better in the morning. You don't get people that are like, I kind of already said this last time I recorded, the morning crowd training in peak hour in the morning isn't that bad, because people are in more of a state of urgency. They have to be somewhere. People who train in the mornings are typically people with more responsibility, let's just put it that way, more successful, and so they have to kind of be more mindful and vigilant of the time that they're spending in the gym. And so they're not dicking around talking to everybody between sets. They're not sitting on gym equipment for 30 minutes. They're in and they're out. And so it's much easier to get your training session done, despite it being just as busy as it would be, say, in the afternoon or the evening, just simply due to the fact that everybody is on a time crunch in the morning. Whereas people in the afternoon and the evening, they finish work for the day, and gym is more of a leisurely time for them, an opportunity to socialize. And I mean, I get that. I love having a chat with people, but not while I'm training. Before I'm training or after I'm training, but you just can't escape it. If you train in the afternoons or the evenings, people just come up to you and talk to you, and you can't blame them either. They've just had a day. And I mean, the gym is the highlight of the day for most people. Let's put it that way. So I mean, if you've been looking forward to the gym all day, and you get to the gym and you see someone you know and you want to talk to them, like, the last thing you want is for them to just shut you down and be like, oh, can't talk. So even if I don't want to talk, a lot of the time I will talk to people, purely just because I know that, especially for me, before I did coaching full time, when I used to work for other people, when I'd get to the gym, it was kind of like, it was my golden hour. I loved it because I looked forward to it all day. And so it's hard, yeah. But now I'll be able to prioritize my training a lot more, which is good. But time to switch this off and get on with the day. Gonna do a couple of extra warm-up sets today, seeing as it's my first time training this early in a hot minute. Usually I'd be listening to Sleep Token, but I recently came across this Russian musician called Andrei. Well, that's how you pronounce it. It looks like gibberish if you can't read Russian, but I'll put a screenshot up on the screen so you can kind of see what it is. But I kind of like it. It gives me anime vibes. Now, I want to make it clear that I'm not overly concerned with going all the way down when doing this. Like, I'm not concerned with pulling the bar all the way to the chest. As long as I get a good contraction in my back, that's all that I'm really concerned with, and then just standardizing the reps. So making sure that I go through the same range of motion every single time I do this. Now, I'm not entirely sure what settings I need on this, so I'll have to do a couple of sets to feel it out. Okay, so that's what that is. Probably pays to read the instructions, actually. Alright, let's see how this goes. You can do it single arm, but I feel like you'll get a lot more external stability from the machine if you do it bilaterally, so I'm going to do it bilaterally. But I think I need the bench up a little bit higher so I get more of a stretch at the bottom. So a lot of adjustments on this machine, which I like. That's a measure of a good machine, in my opinion. The level of adjustment possible, the level of adjusting possible. If a machine's well built, it will have a lot of articulating parts, so you can basically tailor the setup to suit your own anthropometry. But I might put that up one more. I think I'm going to do one set overhand, one set neutral. I can even adjust the angle at which the handles go. That's awesome. That definitely feels best. I just need to figure out the seat part. Sometimes that can change your opinion on how you want the machine set up. Let's give this a go. I think it feels good like that. Definitely needs more weight. I'd say probably minimum 3 plates per side. Now this belt's not really doing anything for me aside from helping me with waist control and acting like a belt for my shirt because my shirt's so damn long. But other than that, this isn't assisting me in movement. I mean, doing a chest supported row, you don't really need any sort of support from a belt for your posterior chain. It's kind of pointless, to be fair, or anything to brace against because, well, you don't really need to brace the same way with like a bent over dumbbell or barbell row. Yeah, it's a crack. Yeah, it's a good working rate. Might just need to play around with the machine settings to see if I can kind of fine tune the setup for my build. Let's try out this neutral grip. Now, what I'm going to do is avoid looking at my training log from last week, because I think although beating the logbook is the overarching goal, or should be the overarching goal and theme of anyone's training, if their goal is to train as productively as possible, I think sometimes it can be to one's detriment if you're looking at it and obsessing over it too often. Because what I've seen, especially with more so beginners, also intermediates, and I'd say I'm still a intermediate of some degree, like toward the advanced side, but still intermediate, is, and heck, I've been training for over 10 years, well over 10 years, is that when you hyper-focus or fixate too much on the logbook and beating the logbook, sometimes subconsciously you don't realize it, but you're actually compromising on your form, your rep standardization, your execution, when you're actually performing the set in order to match or beat last week's numbers. And that's not true progress. It's not true progressive overload. That's not true beating the logbook. It's not like a true representation of beating the logbook. In order to beat the logbook, you want to be keeping your execution as close to consistent as possible, as close to what it was when you did your last session for that exercise. So I think although referring to your logbook is a healthy habit of getting into, and it should be the overarching theme on a more macro scale of productive training. On a more micro scale, from session to session, or from week to week, I should say, sometimes it's good, or I should say beneficial, to not look at the logbook from the previous week and just basically go to the desired level of effort, proximity from failure, 1 rep in reserve, and just see where the reps land while focusing in the set on proper execution and taking it to a far enough degree. So yeah, that's my thoughts at least. So see how we go if I match last week's reps, or fall short, or perhaps even beat last week's reps. Let's see how that compares to last week's. Oh, it's actually a rep PR. Did you look at that? Happy with that? Like you said, 1. Now, I'm not expecting to hit any PRs on the diff, seeing as I've had to swap the exercise order of these 2 exercises around. But if I even get close to matching what I got last week, I'll be happy when it comes to the dips. The biggest challenge with this exercise is actually just getting into the starting position, because I don't like to use it how it was built to be used. I like to be unconventional, face the opposite way, because I can just get more lean and more chest bias when I do it this way. On you go. One more set. Actually misloaded that first set. I was wondering why I felt abnormally heavy. So last week I was actually doing 2.5 plates, not 3 per side, so dropped it back now. It should feel a lot more akin to what last week's sets felt like. Same reps as last week, but pretty sure that was less of a grind, that final rep. So still progression in a sense. Please excuse the infant making noises in the background if you can hear that. It's just my my neighbours. But time to prepare what was once the pre-workout meal, which is now the post-workout meal. So I've also taken the ND filter off the camera, so it might look a little bit different. Hopefully it looks better. Hopefully it looks better. Well, it will definitely look better indoors without the ND filter on than it would with the ND filter on, but whether this looks better than the footage in the gym, TBD, to be determined. I'll have to look at the footage in post-production, or you'll have to let me know in the comment section. Let me know if this footage looks better than the footage in the gym, because the only real difference is the ND filter was screwed onto the end of the lens when I was recording in the gym, whereas here I've taken it off because, well, the purpose of the ND filter, if you're not familiar with how camera equipment works, is it's to help control and limit light exposure into the lens, or at least that's my rudimentary understanding of it. I'm not a camera professional. Hopefully I am one day. Hopefully I become a camera professional just through practice, through trial and error. Jesus, has taken its time to come out. There we go. Finally got there in the end. Yeah, ND filter is basically to help control and limit the amount of light that enters the camera lens, so that way you can control the overall exposure or lack thereof of the footage that you're recording. So yeah, because the house, this place isn't as well lit as a gym, it just doesn't really warrant as much light filtering, if you get what I'm saying. So actually I'll weigh out all my powder first, all my powders. I sound like a drug addict, don't I? Weigh out all my powders, all my raw powders. Oh shit, I forgot to tear that. Damn it. What a waste, what a waste. I don't normally waste food like that. There we go. I'm making a royal mess, that's for sure. Now I need to wipe down the scales. But overall, decent session today. I was happy with that. I mean, all things considering, I haven't trained that early. Geez, since when? I want to say end of 2020, start of 2021. There was a period, no, end of 2021, start of 2022. Yes, that's right. So end of 2021, start of 2022, when I was doing my prep for the show in 2022 that I did, I was training on average around 5 a.m. So yeah, it's been a while, so my body's not really acclimated to training that early. But I mean, in regards to my performance in the session and what I was able to hit on certain machines, certain exercises, relative to what I was hitting, say, more fed or more hydrated going into the session later in the day, I'm quite happy. I pretty much matched everything. I even hit a couple of rep PRs, so, and an unintentional load PR on the dips. So yeah, solid session. But I'll finish getting this ready. I won't record it all because that's a little bit mind-numbing watching all of that. So you've seen it before, or if you haven't seen it before, you can see it if you just scroll back on my channel and watch a previous video of mine. I mean, there's a few videos where I've recorded the full assembly of my first meal for the day, but yeah, I'll show you the finished product. And here we have the finished product. And yes, I know I said that I wasn't going to use jam anymore, but I don't want this to go to waste, so I'm going to use it up slowly. Yeah, time to eat.